I should have known something was wrong with Maple Street from the very first night. It was just too quiet. Not the peaceful kind of quiet, but a heavy, dead silence. No dogs barking, no cars passing, not even the sound of the wind. It was like the entire neighborhood was holding its breath. My name's Ryan, and I moved here for a fresh start. New town, new job, and the rent was unbelievably cheap. The realtor called it a calm suburban paradise. Yeah, right. If paradise feels like an empty graveyard. The street had only 6 houses, all spaced out, all dark. Well, all except mine and one other. The last house at the very end of the road. It looked abandoned, old rotting windows, broken windows, and no lights on. I remember asking my neighbor about it while I was unloading some boxes. He just froze, didn't even look at me. He just muttered, "Don't go near that place at night," and then walked back inside his house without another word. No explanation, no goodbye. I thought it was weird, but I just brushed it off. That was a big mistake. That first night, I couldn't sleep. Jet lag, the new house smell, you know how it is. So I was just scrolling through my phone, trying to pass the time. It was 2:03 a.m. exactly, and that's when I heard it. A scraping sound, scrape, like something heavy and metallic being dragged across the concrete. It was slow, rhythmic, scrape. My heart started pounding. I crept over to the window and looked outside. The street was completely empty, but then I saw it. At the far end of the road, right near that abandoned house, there was a shadow, a tall shadow. It had to be at least 7 feet tall, and it was dragging something behind it, something big and black, like a heavy trash bag. Step, drag, step, drag. It moved with this horrifying slowness. I couldn't make out a face, just these long, unnatural arms. Too long. A cold dread washed over me. I tried to rationalize it. Relax, Ryan, I told myself. It's probably just someone taking out their garbage late. But who takes out the trash at 2:03 in the morning? And why did they do it every single night? Because it happened again. The next night, at exactly 2:03 a.m., I heard the same sound. Scrape. I looked out, and there it was. The same tall shadow, dragging the same black bag. It was like a routine, a job it had to do. And every night, it did something that terrified me even more. It would stop right in front of my house for about 5 seconds, just standing there, motionless, facing my window. It felt like it was watching me. And then, it would turn and walk back to the abandoned house and disappear, every single night. After a week of this, I was a wreck. I wasn't sleeping, I had constant headaches, and paranoia was setting in. My neighbors were no help. They wouldn't talk to me. Their doors were always closed, their curtains always shut tight. It was like they all knew something, a dark secret they were hiding from the new guy. So, I made a decision. A stupid one, I know, but fear makes you do dumb things. I decided I was going to follow it. So, at 2:02 a.m., I was outside, my heart pounding in my chest. The street was cold, and the air felt heavy, thick. Then, the clock ticked over, 2:03, scrape. The figure appeared from the darkness, dragging its bag. I started following it, staying in the shadows, moving as quietly as I could, trying not to even breathe too loud. As I got closer, a smell hit me. It was rotten, damp, like a mix of mold and rust. The thing reached the front door of the abandoned house. It didn't use a key, it just phased right through the wood. My blood ran cold. I waited a moment, took a deep breath, and pushed the door. It creaked open. Inside, it was pitch black. The foul smell was overwhelming. I switched on my phone's flashlight, and the beam cut through the darkness, landing on piles and piles of old newspapers. They were everywhere, stacked to the ceiling. I picked one up. The headline read, "Local man vanishes from Maple Street." The date was from 5 years ago. I picked up another. "Second resident missing. 4 years ago." Another and another. Each year, a different person, a new headline. They all lived on this street, in my house, and they all disappeared. The last article was from a year ago. It was about a family of 3, and then I saw them, at the back of the room, 6 large, black trash bags, identical to the one the figure dragged. But these weren't full of trash. They were body-shaped. One of them had a tear in it. I saw a hand, pale, stiff. I almost threw up. Suddenly, a floorboard creaked behind me. I spun around, my light shaking. The tall figure was standing right there, in the doorway, blocking my only exit. It was impossibly thin, its limbs bent at odd angles. It tilted its head, and for the first time, I saw its face. It had no eyes, no nose, just a wide, gaping mouth, stretched into a silent scream. It took a step towards me. I screamed and ran, not towards the door, but deeper into the house, desperate for another way out. I found a back door and burst through it, running blindly into the woods behind the house. I just ran and ran until I collapsed. When I woke up, it was morning. I was covered in dirt and scratches, but I was alive. I found my way to the main road and eventually to the police station. I was a mess, rambling about the house, the bodies, the creature. They probably thought I was crazy, but one officer listened, took my statement, and looked up the address. He came back a few minutes later with a strange look on his face. "Sir," he said slowly, "Maple Street doesn't have 6 houses." I laughed, a broken, hysterical sound. "Yes, it does. I live there." He just shook his head and slid a tablet across the desk. "Maple Street has only one house." It was a satellite map, and he was right. There was only one house. My house, surrounded by empty, overgrown land. No neighbors, no abandoned house, nothing. My heart stopped. "What?" The officer looked at me with pity. "Sir, you've been living alone out there for years. That's impossible. I just moved in last week, right? But then, why did my phone's gallery have photos of me on the porch from last winter? Me, smiling in the snow, in front of that same house, looking like I'd always lived there." And then the officer asked the one question that shattered my reality. "Sir, if you live alone, who were you following last night?" That night, as I sat in a daze at the station, waiting for a psychologist, I heard it, right at 2:03 a.m. Through the window, scrape, the slow, metallic drag on the pavement. Step, drag, step, drag, and this time, it stopped right outside the police station, facing me through the glass, watching, waiting. If you want to know what happens next, and what the creature from Maple Street really is, subscribe and hit that notification bell. And let me know in the comments what you think I should do. Because Maple Street, it isn't done with me yet. Thanks for watching.